Once upon a time, there lived a young couple named Chioma and Ali. Chioma is a beautiful woman with a heart of gold who sells food in the local famous market. On the other hand, Ali is a fine young man with a degree in banking and finance. But unfortunately, despite his qualifications, he has struggled to secure a job and is looking up to God to get a decent one. Before they got married, Chioma took it upon herself to support Ali through his university education. She had to work for long hours in the market selling different kinds of food and saving every penny to ensure that he could complete his studies without any worry. She believed in him and his dreams of becoming one of the best in his field. Chioma does not care if she's an illiterate. She knows Ali will take good care of her and their future kids once he secures a good job. Life, however, was not easy for them. Every day was a struggle. Ali spent his days searching for job opportunities, while Chioma continued to sell food at the local market. But despite their challenges, their love for each other never depreciated. One morning, as Chioma prepared to leave the house for the market, she noticed she had not seen her period for a while. She became suspicious and whispered to herself, "Why haven't I seen my monthly visitor? This is weird." To confirm her suspicions, Chioma did a quick pregnancy test at home and it was positive. She was very, very happy and filled with joy. The thought of becoming a mother filled her with hope and she couldn't wait to share the news with her husband, Ali. As Chioma celebrated her new blessing, little did she know that Ali also had good news for her. After months of searching, he has finally passed an interview and offered the job. His hard work has paid off and he couldn't wait to share the news with Chioma. Later that night, when they both returned home, they shared their news with each other. Their happiness knew no bounds as they realized that their prayers has been answered and double blessings had come their way. But while they were celebrating, little did they know that life had other plans for them. 8 months later, trouble slowly finds its way into their peaceful home as Chioma began to notice changes in Ali's behavior. He has become distant. He will often come home late and spend less time with his wife. Ali is starting to see Chioma as a local food seller who does not fit his new status. One evening, as Ali returned home later than usual, Chioma decided to confront him. "My husband, is everything okay? You've not been yourself lately. You barely talk or play with me these days. You always come home late and you don't have dinner in the house anymore. I miss you. Our baby misses you." Ali assured her that nothing was wrong and that she had nothing to worry about. He blamed his behavior on work stress, promising that things would return to normal once he settled into his new role. Despite Chioma's best efforts to keep their relationship strong, she couldn't help but feel she was losing the man she had sacrificed so much for. What Chioma does not know is that Ali's newfound success is getting into his head. His job had introduced him to a world of luxury and status that he had never experienced before. He was receiving attention from women who admired his brain and good looks, including his boss's only daughter, Kate. As time went on, Ali began to see Chioma not as the loving wife who had supported him through thick and thin, but as a reminder of a life he wanted to leave behind. To him, she is now just a local food seller who must not be seen with him. The day finally arrived for Chioma to give birth, and after hours of labor, she welcomed a beautiful baby girl into the world. They were very, very happy with the new addition to their family. Words couldn't quantify the amount of joy they felt, but their joy was short-lived. Just hours after the birth of their new child, the doctor entered the room with a sober expression. Chioma and Ali immediately sensed that something was wrong. "Madam Chioma," the doctor began gently, "I am sorry to inform you that your baby girl was diagnosed with a condition at birth that has caused her to lose her eyesight. She may be blind for the rest of her life. There is no cure for this disease at this moment. Please take heart." The doctor's words were like dagger to the heart of Chioma. She stared at her baby, refusing to believe what she had just heard. "No, doctor," There must be a mistake, she cried. Her voice was trembling with desperation. My baby can't be blind. Please check her again, doctor. Ali stood frozen, unable to process the news. The thought of having a blind child was too much for him to bear. He had never imagined that something like that could happen to him. The weight of the doctor's words hung heavily in the room, crushing the joy that had filled their hearts just moments ago. As Chioma continued to plead with the doctor, Ali's mind began to race. He couldn't see himself as the father of a blind child. How could he face the world with a blind child? What would people think of him? These thoughts consumed him, and without a word, he walked out of the hospital room and never returned, leaving Chioma and their newborn daughter behind. Chioma, in her grief and confusion state, didn't notice Ali's departure at first. It wasn't until she looked up, expecting to find him behind her, that she realized he was gone. Panic set in as she tried to call out for him, but her voice was weak from the pain of childbirth and the shock of the news. She barely comprehended what was happening. First, the devastating news about her baby, and now her husband was nowhere to be found. Hours turned into days, and Ali still had not returned. Chioma was discharged from the hospital, and she went home alone with her blind daughter. Fear gripped her heart as she tried to understand what happened to Ali. She feared that something terrible had befallen him, and he had been in an accident or was in some kind of trouble. The idea of Ali abandoning her never crossed her mind. After all they had been through together, she couldn't believe that he would just leave her and the child alone like that. Ali has no family as he is an orphan, so there is no one Chioma could call. She visited Ali's workplace several times to see if she would be able to find him there, but she was informed that he had stopped working there. With a heavy heart, Chioma reported Ali's disappearance to the police, hoping that they will find him someday. As days turned into weeks and then into months, it became increasingly clear that Ali was not coming back. Chioma's hope of his return slowly faded, and then the harsh reality began to sink in. Her husband, the man she had loved and supported through everything, had left her to raise their blind child alone. The pain of his betrayal was almost unbearable. Chioma had given everything she had to Ali, believing in their future together, only to be abandoned at the most vulnerable moment. But even in her despair, she knew she had to be strong. She had a child who depended on her, and she couldn't afford to fall apart. While Chioma was worried sick about her missing husband, Ali never cared about her or their blind daughter. He is busy playing lover boy with his boss's only daughter, Kate. He told her that he had never been married and is willing and ready to marry her. After a few months of dating Kate, Ali had a small wedding with her, and they both traveled abroad to start a new family, leaving Chioma to struggle alone. Exactly 1 year after the birth of her daughter, Chioma finally came to terms with the reality of the situation. Her husband Ali was gone and she was on her own. The journey ahead would be difficult, but Chioma remains positive. She named her daughter Dorothy, meaning God's gift, a name that reflected her belief that, despite the hardship, her daughter is a blessing. Years passed by, and Dorothy grew up to be a beautiful and intelligent girl, full of life and curiosity. She took her studies seriously and would often assist her mother at the market. Though blind, Dorothy will do all the chores that girls her age would usually do, like fetch water, sweep the floor, and help her mother with other house chores. Aside from being an intelligent girl, Dorothy also has an incredible voice, which makes her a young, talented singer. Whenever she sings, people would gather around to listen to her and admire her beautiful voice. She's such a joy to watch whenever she sings. As Dorothy grew older, she began to notice something was missing from her life. She had never heard her mother speak about her father before, and she had never met him. The other children in the community talked about their fathers, And Dorothy couldn't help but wonder why hers was never around. She has heard different stories and rumors from people in the community about her father. Whenever she brings it up, her mother Chioma will quickly change the topic. One day, while Chioma was at the market selling food as usual, she noticed her lively and playful daughter, Dorothy, was not herself. She had been moody since she got back from school. "My darling daughter, what's wrong? I've noticed you've been quiet these days. You barely sing. Is anything the problem?" Chioma asked. Her voice was filled with concern. Dorothy sadly replied her mother, "Why is it that whenever I ask you about my father, you either ignore me or shout at me? Did I fall from the sky? Am I a fatherless child?" Chioma felt a sharp pain in her heart. She always tried to avoid this conversation, hoping that Dorothy will never ask her about her father, who abandoned them. But now, it seemed she would no longer be able to dodge the question. With tears rolling down her cheek, Chioma took a deep breath and began to speak. "My daughter, this is a conversation I've always tried to avoid because it brings nothing but bitter memories. But I guess it is time for me to tell you the truth. Your father, he suddenly disappeared after you were born. Whether he is alive or dead, I don't know. I did everything I could to find him, but it was all in vain. I have come to terms with the fact that I'm going to be a single mother for the rest of my life. I hope that someday he will return to us and see the fine young girl you've grown to be." Dorothy started crying. She could sense the sadness in her mother's voice. "But mommy, in the community, people always tell me that he ran away after he found out that I was blind, that he couldn't face the fact that he was the father of a blind child." Chioma shook her head, wiping away her tears. "Don't listen to those rumors, my daughter. Your father would never leave you because of that. You are a blessing, and nothing could ever make someone run away from you. I want you to focus on your studies and be a good child. With or without your father, you can be whatever you want to be in life." Despite her mother's reassurances, Dorothy couldn't shake the feelings of loss and abandonment, but she resolved to honor her mother's wishes and focus on her studies. She knew her mother had sacrificed a lot for her, and she does not want to disappoint her. As years passed by, Chioma and Dorothy's bond grew stronger, and they faced their challenges together and overcame them one by one. While life is dealing with Chioma and Dorothy, Ali is living his best life abroad. He is a father of 2 boys, and together with his new wife Kate, they are his world. He loved them so much, and he will often thank God for giving him the courage to leave Chioma and his blind child, and sought for a better life with Kate. Just when Ali thought his life would forever be filled with honey and joy, the devil decided it was time to visit his household. One evening, after Ali got back from work, he saw his wife's phone ringing. It was a private number. He wasn't sure who it might be, so he decided not to pick up the call and whispered to himself jokingly, "Kate forgot to take her phone with her, this lady." Ali ignored the call, but the caller never gave up. He kept on blowing up her phone. Out of curiosity, Ali was left with no choice but to pick up the call. "Hi love, how far are you from my place? I am waiting, and I can't wait to have you all to myself before you run back to your pathetic husband, Ali, the toy boy." Ha 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 ha. Ali was dumbfounded. He was shocked. Never in his life would he have thought of a day like this. The voice of that mysterious man kept on playing in his head. He is losing his mind, filled with rage and anger. He poured himself a drink as he waited patiently for his wife to return. After 3 hours, his wife Kate got back with a smile on her face. "Darling, you look stressed. I guess work was very hectic today." Ali angrily looked at Kate and said, "Kate, are you cheating on me?" Kate is shocked. She has never heard him call her by her first name since they got married. She tries to figure out what might made him ask such a question. "My husband, What do you mean by that question? Why would I cheat on you? You are the most amazing man I have ever known, and I am blessed to call you my husband. Then where are you coming from? You have gone to meet one of your numerous boyfriends because one of them called you, and the idiot had the guts to call me Ali the toy boy, Ali said to Kate with so much anger. Kate made sure to deny all the allegations laid against her. She made it clear that she had never been with any other man since they got married. Ali finds it hard to believe her, but he made up his mind not to argue any further. A few days later, he had been thinking about the previous day, and he is still not convinced that his wife, Kate, is telling the truth. He came up with a plan to hire someone who will secretly follow Kate as she goes about her daily business, and hopefully, he will get his hand on some dirty information. As Ali tries to uncover the truth about his wife, Chioma and Dorothy slowly conquer the world. Dorothy's teacher reached out to her mother, Chioma, to discuss about her singing talent and beautiful voice. He explained to her how she could become a big superstar because she's very, very talented. All she has to do is to pursue a career in singing by applying for a talent show that he believes she will win. The idea sounded great to Chioma and Dorothy. They both agreed to give it a shot. Chioma became very emotional, having such a conversation with Dorothy's teacher. Her heart is filled with so much joy. A few years ago, she had no idea how she would raise a blind child alone, a child with special needs. She had no choice than to believe in herself and look up to God for the support and strength she needed to succeed. Fast forward to present day, where the so-called special child stands a chance to become a mega superstar. She prayed silently to God to make all they had wished for come to reality. With the help of the teacher, Chioma and Dorothy quickly applied for a talent show that allows people with special needs to showcase their talent and contest for a big prize that comes with fame and a lot of promising life-changing offers. Months later, Dorothy got called up for the show, and as expected, she crushed every performance and level she participated in. Chioma couldn't be more happier seeing her daughter light up the stage and perform in front of many people and judges. As Dorothy continued to excel on the talent show, her runaway father Ali uncovered the most shocking secret of his life. His loving, beautiful wife, Kate, had been cheating on him with several men. He nearly had a heart attack. His body was shaking. The woman he had loved so much broke his heart. He decided to confront his wife when he got home. "How can you do this to me, Kate? How can you do this to us? I loved you dearly, with all my heart, and this is how you pay me back. You sleep with different men, both young and old. Why are you so wicked? Why?" Without any remorse, Kate answered her husband saying, "I see you've done your assignment very well. What have I done that you've not done worse? Stop playing the victim card, please. I am a promiscuous woman. I love to sleep with many men. I find joy doing it. I only settled down with you because I see you as someone I can easily control. But now that you have found out the truth, I want us to break up. I'm not doing anymore, you low life." Kate's voice was rising and firm. "You think I don't know about your wife and blind child, the ones you abandoned back home because you wanted to marry the daughter of a wealthy man? You worthless bastard. You better go back to your wife, you fool." Ali was shocked by all the things that were coming out of Kate's mouth. His heart were racing fast. He's losing it at this point as Kate continued to blast him. "Newsflash, you toy boy. You see those two boys that you think are yours and not your children. You can run a DNA test to confirm. And lastly, you might want to get yourself tested because I am HIV positive and I am sure I have transferred it to you. So please do yourself a favor by getting the right treatment before you die young, stupid man." At this point, Ali's anger went over the roof, and he gave his wife a very hot slap that made her fall on the floor and lose consciousness. The world around him became quiet and unfamiliar as the police whisk him away to the police station. He is to be charged by the court with domestic violence and physical assault on his wife, Kate. Every day, Chioma and Dorothy are grateful for the good things that had been happening in their life. They knew better days were waiting for them in the future, as Dorothy just qualified for the semi-final round of the Talent On show, and if she wins, she would have the chance to compete for the winning prize, and their lives would change forever. The day of the semi-final arrived. Tension rose as Dorothy climbed the stage to give her performance. Chioma kept on praying with her fingers crossed for her daughter. After delivering a very, very beautiful performance, Dorothy was named amongst those who had qualified to be in the final of the competition. At this point, people were getting to know about her talent. Clips from the show had started going viral on the internet, and she slowly started gaining fans all over the country. But in the midst of the celebration and joyous moments, danger looms in the world of Dorothy and Chioma as the unexpected is about to happen. Later that night, while Chioma and her glorious blind daughter were on their way, happily celebrating and walking towards their house, a group of armed robbers who robbed a nearby bank were being chased down by the police, and they suddenly started shooting. Chioma quickly held her child, Dorothy, and tries to run towards their house so they can be safe, but little did they know that she had been shot in the stomach. After a few minutes of running, Chioma suddenly falls on the floor, shouting and crying, choking and gasping for breath. Her clothes had been soaked with blood. Dorothy couldn't see the state her mother is in, but could sense that there's a trouble and her mother needs help. She started screaming, "Help! Please help! My mom is dying, please!" Tears started rolling down her cheek. "Please don't die on me, mommy. Please. You are the only person I have. If you die, my life will be miserable. Please, mommy." Help came after a few minutes, but it was too late as Chioma was pronounced dead the moment she was rushed to the hospital. She didn't make it. A strong woman had fallen. She had gone to wine and dine with the angels in the heaven. Dorothy's world became darker. The light of her life had disappeared. She would cry every day and night, asking God why he would let such tragedy befall her. For the next few days, she became a shadow of herself. She barely eats or sleep. She would cry every night and day. She does not know if she can survive living without her mother. Her mother's sister, Obioma, took her in and promised to do more than her late sister had done for her. "Dorothy, my child, I know you are sad and you miss your mother. I miss my sister too, and you have to know that she's in a better place. And what she would want from you right now is to live your life to the fullest and fulfill your purpose in life. Do that for Chioma. Do that for your mother and she would be happy." Dorothy felt what her late mother's sister Obioma told her. She knew it was nothing but the truth. Her future lies in her hand and she promised to make the most out of it. A few days after he was arrested, Ali was finally taken to the court and he was sentenced to 4 years in prison, as Kate made sure to testify in court that he was a woman beater. He had been beating her since they got married, making sure he gets a longer prison time. Ali busted into tears as he sat in the prison room. He regrets ever leaving his wife and blind daughter. He knows his greed has paid off nicely in a way that he will regret forever, and he finds it hard to forgive himself. "See what my greed has cost me. I have lost everything. I am nothing right now. Where will I start from?" he whispered to himself sadly. The final day arrived, and despite all that had happened to Dorothy, she decided to continue and give it her best shot. She draws her strength from her late mother's memories, and after delivering a mind-blowing performance, Dorothy was crowned the winner of the talent show. She busted into tears, wishing her mother was here to celebrate with her. She couldn't jubilate properly. She was just crying all through. After she got back home, she went straight to bed with her mind filled with many thoughts and imaginations. Mom, why do you have to leave me to struggle alone in this cruel world? Nothing feels the same anymore. I will always carry your memories with me for the rest of my life, Mom. This win is for you, Mom. You and you alone. May your gentle soul rest in peace. Amen. After that, Dorothy ended the night by reminiscing on the memories she had with her mother. 4 years later, Ali completed his prison sentence and he was deported back to his home country. His world is filled with emptiness and sorrow. He has no family either home or abroad. Ali started roaming about helplessly, seeing if he could find a positive direction for his life, but all to no avail. A few days later, he made up his mind to go find his family, the ones he abandoned. He knew that is the only option that is left for him to explore. He got on the bus and journeyed down to where he used to live with Chioma. On getting there, he was told that Chioma had died and they don't know where his daughter Dorothy lives currently. He was heartbroken. I killed my wife. I killed my darling Chioma. It's all my fault, oh God. Please forgive me. Ali said to himself with so much regret. Over the years, Dorothy had grown to become a successful, fine young superstar. Her fame had increased and everyone was rushing to get a ticket to her next show. In order to let people know what she had been through, Dorothy granted an interview where she shared her true life story with her fans. This went viral on the internet and it got people emotional, debating on how cruel his father could have been. Ali saw the video online and cried heavily after watching it. He could feel the pain he had put his daughter Dorothy through and could sense the bitterness in her voice whenever she mentioned his name. He set out to look for her, to beg for forgiveness. That is the only thing that can give his life a meaning, mending fences with his daughter. On getting to her house, he told Dorothy's manager that he is the superstar singer's father and he would like to have a word with her. And he was told he would not be able to see her. He became adamant and persistent. He would go there every day. He can't move on with his life until his daughter forgives him. One day, after attempting to see Dorothy for a long time, Dorothy finally agreed to have a word with him. Ali was marveled at how beautiful and shiny his daughter looked. He quickly dropped to his knees and said, "My daughter, is this you? Please forgive me. I have wronged you in so many ways. I left you and your late mother when you needed me the most. I let my ego have the best part of me. I am here to ask for your forgiveness. Please forgive me." Ali tearfully begged for forgiveness. Dorothy's eyes were filled with tears. You think you can come here and beg for forgiveness and you will be forgiven? Not in this life. Do you know what we went through because of you? As if that wasn't enough, I lost the most precious person in my life, my mother. I was hurt. I'm in pain right now as I speak. The light of my world is gone, and you come here to beg me for forgiveness. You must be joking. Dorothy said firmly as tears rolled down her cheek. Ali continues to speak. I am sorry about your mother. I miss her so much too. I regret all my actions, and if you don't forgive me, God will not forgive me. Please, my daughter, let's move on from the past, please. That woman sacrificed everything for you, and yet you treated her that way. You are an evil man, a wicked man. You don't deserve to be forgiven. I want you to live with guilt for the rest of your life. Please leave. I don't want you in my presence again, ever. Go and never come back. Dorothy sent her father Ali away, crying heavily, wishing her mother was alive to experience all this. She needs our guidance on how to deal with this situation. Ali became miserable. He carries heavy weight of his conscience everywhere he goes. He can never be himself again unless his daughter forgives him. He became useless and walked around aimlessly, regretting all his actions in the past. Dorothy takes it one step at a time. She is starting to live and enjoy showcasing the talent God has given her. She carries her mother's memory everywhere she goes. As time went on, she became more successful and her fame kept growing rapidly. She became wealthy and influential, breaking boundaries even though she is blind. Dorothy created an NGO in the name of her late mother Chioma, where she helps children with special needs to nurture their talents, giving them opportunities to become more than the community wants them to be. And that way, the name of Chioma lives on. Let us know what you think about this story in the comments section. Please like, share, and subscribe for more amazing stories.